But my team and I spent a long time kind of figuring out, man, what are the highlights of this year's podcast? What are the best lessons learned, the top snippets that we think that you should remember? And so we went back in our archive for 2020 and looked back at some of the, or at least our favorite and most popular download episodes. And so here are some of the highlights that we're going to include today.
Now, I'm not a millionaire, comma, I don't live in paradise, comma, and I don't drive a Tesla. But what I do is blah, 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 blah. And I looked at that, and now I'm a millionaire, I live in paradise, and I drive a Tesla. And so what was so funny about that is that, like, clearly that was something that I aspired to even back then. As I said, that's a vision of, like, that's what I consider successful, is in my mind, because everyone's got a different definition. That's successful. Everything in life can be condensed down to a series of 5-minute or less simple actions. Very few things in life are actually difficult. There's steps that you haven't defined or you haven't practiced. People struggle trying to find, like, what's the right thing for them because they think that they're, like, on a beach with a metal detector and they're looking for some hidden gold out there. They got to stumble across their purpose or their destiny. And what I like to envision instead is you just have a blank canvas. You've got a paintbrush in each hand and you got a canvas in front of you. You can paint whatever you want. So rather than asking what's right for me or what's perfect or what's my destiny, just ask the question, like, what's cool? What fires me up? What would just be a neat life?
You can never trust social media. And so social media, if you fully trust social media, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. What you can trust is your email list. You own it. It's your asset. You get to nurture it and curate it, and it's yours. And that is where you get substantial growth and where the relationships really start to happen. From there, you create a lead magnet. You have to have a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something of value, a PDF, cheat sheet, checklist, guide, a short video, a short audio. It is one piece of content that you give away for free in exchange for name and email. It's got to be some of your best stuff. I'm all about giving some of your best stuff away for free. I want them to get this lead magnet and think, I can't believe that he gave this to me for free. That's how good I want it to be. Here's the golden question to create your lead magnet. What does my avatar need to know or understand or believe in order to want to do business with me?
It's not just having a market that you like, it's having enough resources to be able to operate once you get into it. Too many people, and also the inventory. You got to have inventory too, right? So you can make money in any market, don't get me wrong, with the right strategy, but it's a lot easier if you're in markets where you have good things happening there so that you can achieve the higher rents that you're looking to get. Do your research and your homework on it, but understand that there has to be inventory and there has to be enough resources. And what I mean by that are management, staff, and because if there's only a handful of managers in a market, when you get in there, they cycle out and then you're stuck, and the resources after you close. So if you look for those two things, I think you'll have a good shot.
How do I stand out? Well, nobody's like you. You are 100% original. So when you show up, you become that human. In business, to me today, no matter what it is, we're talking real estate, online business, whatever, having a platform allows you to show up as a person and for people to find you and begin to trust you, to know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you too. Yeah. Whatever platform you choose, that's the activity that you would do. And the main thing is you just want to be consistent with your content. You don't have to come out with something every day or even every week. As long as you have and commit to some sort of regularity in the content so that people can regularly assume that you're going to be able to be there and help them, well, then it's going to win no matter what platform you choose. It just might take some experimentation to sort of get your legs going. I always recommend having planning sessions, and I do this once a quarter to understand, okay, well, what's the content that I'm going to create later? Where we don't want to be, which is where I was for the first 6 years of my business that almost burnt me out, was waking up on that day and going, okay, what am I going to write about? Or waking up on that day and going, okay, well, I guess I have to figure out what I'm going to podcast about. You never want to get to that sort of moment because then it feels like a chore.
We're finding right now that one of the most stable places to be in terms of real estate is residential. Why? Because even when people don't go to the mall, even when people don't go to the office, they still need a place to sleep at night, every night, even when they're working at home. So residential is much more secure than any other niche of real estate. So for that reason, I like residential. I still like energy. I know energy is under distress right now, but I don't think energy or the need for energy is going anywhere, and those jobs cannot be exported. I would put agriculture in that category. I think healthcare is not a bad place to be. And the other one is distribution.
Unless your property was already being run poorly, COVID is not going to drive it into bankruptcy. I don't think. I mean, we got $2 trillion in stimulus. I still have a building that's 100% occupied, and it's still providing the same valuable good and service to my tenants that it was before COVID-19. There's a beauty to the fact that, unlike the stock market, we can't check the value of our asset every hour. It provides some sort of sanity. These are phenomenal asset classes throughout time, throughout recessions, and they will continue to be. Will this have some mathematical impact upon your investment? Probably, but is it still a phenomenal asset class with great long-term macroeconomic trends? It absolutely is. So our thesis for why we do this is unchanged.
But this is what mistakes entrepreneurs make almost all the time. Number one, not having a vision. 2, hiring the wrong people. 3, not spending time with your people. 4, not knowing who your customer is. 5, not charging enough. 6, not staying true to your core. 7, not knowing your numbers. 8, not crystallizing roles and responsibilities. Focus on your core. Where do you excel? What is your sweet spot? What are you drawn to? It's going to help you be much more focused, clear, and less complex. 8 disciplines for increasing your odds of success. But it's clarifying your vision. It's deciding if you are a partner person. That's always a fun one. Know that the bigger the problem you solve in the world, the more successful you will be. Number 4, get feedback from customers and clients early and often. Number 5, know that your first plan will not be your final plan. Number 6, work hard, really hard. Number 7, take criticism and doubt from others with a grain of salt. And number 8, see it every night.
One of the most amazing things that I'm telling students is that we are living in the time when multifamily is going to come out as one of the strongest assets in real estate. I have friends that are working, that own office buildings, they own retail, they own medical, and they're getting hammered. Look, you need to be taking action. These assets are performing significantly better than what we had anticipated, right? It weathers the storms of economic disruptions well. And that's why we like this asset class as a good long-term asset that produces cash and performs really well.
Well, that's it. 2020 is officially a podcast episode wrap. So I want to thank all of our wonderful guests we had, but more importantly, I want to thank you, the listeners of this podcast, who consistently just make this one of the top performing business investing podcasts out there. And I'd love to get your reviews. I'm going to give away some prizes. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. You're going to do your review, and it usually takes a half a day or day to be approved by iTunes. Take a screenshot and send it to my team at digital@themichaelblank.com, or post it to us via social media. Pick your favorite on Instagram, Facebook. Post it on there. Hey, here's my screenshot of your review, and we're going to enter you in to win some pretty cool prizes. So we're going to give away some books. We have these custom Freedom t-shirts that if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see as well. We're going to give those away. You can't buy these anywhere, so these are kind of rare. We're going to give some Black Freedom t-shirts and a bunch of other cool stuff. And we're going to do that in the month of January and February. So again, all you have to do is leave us a review in iTunes, take a screenshot, email it to me and my team at digital@themichaelblank.com, and we'll enter you in the contest. So thank you so much for listening. See you on the next episode. Want to hear the full podcast? Then just point to your favorite podcast app and search for Apartment Building Investing, and you'll find me.